Folks, I can only give you what I got. We're waiting for the third leg. And we have a two-legged table. We're waiting for the third leg. Okay, well, that is going to be when all the countries actually sign on to this brand new peace deal that Trump has brought, a 21 or 20-point peace deal that Netanyahu has agreed to. Okay, so all of them have to sign on. So in other words, that they'll actually do the part that they say they are going to do. So that's one part. I don't know if they've all signed on or not. I can't find any information on it. I just know that's part of it. Okay, then the other part is Hamas has to either agree, disagree, or they have to, or what they probably might do is they might try to extend this for as long as they can. Well, if you stop the fighting right now, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. Well, Trump took care of all three of those situations. He said very clearly that if Hamas agrees to this, then the peace deal is enacted as it is on print, on paper, has been signed into rule. If Hamas doesn't agree and says no to this, Trump said, I'm going to okay Israel to finish what it started, and Netanyahu said, we can do it the easy way or the hard way. Easy way is Hamas agrees. Hard way is Israel goes back to war. But with Trump's blessing and backing, in other words, a much more powerful war, and don't anybody attempt to try to stop Israel anymore, because enough is enough. Israel's going to go in and eliminate Hamas one way or the other. The third thing is that Hamas says, no, we just want to spread this out over a long period of time. And Trump said no to that. And he says he's not going to accept that. He says he only has so many days that we're going to allow them to make up their mind. Remember what Trump did with Iran. He gave them 60 days. At the end of 60 days, he bombed them. B-52s went over there and took out a lot of their nuclear power plants. I don't think it was power plants. It was their uranium enrichment that they were doing. All right, so again, what you have here is I believe, something that's very, very important. And the reason I say that is Jesus rode in to Jerusalem on the foal of a donkey, and he said, if you'd only listened to your prophets, you would have known I was your Messiah. But they didn't listen. Well, here at this channel, what I try to do is I try to stick with Scripture, meaning I listen to the prophets. I listen to Asaph, and I listen to Paul, and I listen to Zechariah, and believe me, there's many other places throughout Scripture. And if we're listening to them, Paul brought us to a point of understanding. He says that when they say peace, and I think most of us are agreeing right now that peace is being said. So the only thing we're really waiting for, he said, and when they are talking about peace and safety. We're kind of waiting on that safety part. Well, if Hamas should agree to this, do you think that would fulfill that safety part of Paul's prophecy? Because what happens next? The sudden destruction. What happens right before the sudden destruction? The rapture. That's what Paul was talking about. What's the sudden destruction? We've talked about that in great detail. Are we listening to the prophets? Are we actually deciphering this correctly? I think that's the big question. But again, we really can't say or do much until we hear from Hamas. I'm hoping not, but this might go on a couple more weeks as everyone puts together the final details. I don't really know. It could happen today. It could be happening while I'm actually making this video. I don't really know. When I'm saying it could happen, that'd be Hamas's answer to this 20-point agreement for a peace. All right, folks, I think it's kind of important that we really do pay attention, and that I do think that from here, this channel, my website, we have stuck with Scripture. We are listening to the prophets. And yes, I'm thinking that this is very important within Scripture. Like I said, historic moment of biblical portions. I really think that is. So let's give it a wait and see, folks, but we're getting closer. We just keep getting closer. Okay, until I see again something else, I'm not going to do all the news that's out there. I'm not. I can't tell you how much that my email has just, Ross, did you read this? Did you see this? And this could happen, or that could happen, or the war. And I just said, okay, that's enough. I want to just simplify this right down to a point where we listen to the prophets, and I think that we are on track. That's what I'm saying. All right, folks, until the next video, or coming up Sunday, all right?